What's a nested form?
Well, yeah.
Oh, I see. Check it out. Ready? Watch this. Nested form is a form within another form. There we go. Cool. We'll go over nested forms as it gets more important in Rails. I think it's important to show and demonstrate in Sinatra, but again, just that MVC architecture, the RESTful routing, how the routing works, and how does your app know what to do when a user goes to a particular route. Cool? Thank you for laughing at this. For some reason, people think this is just too snarky. And I'm like, you're developers now. Just Google everything.
You know that site that me
You have no idea how often I use this site. You guys know what I'm talking about? All right, cool. Check it out. Ready? Let me Google that for you. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. When somebody asks you a question that they should have looked up beforehand, you send them this, right? And it's crazy. It's like somebody will take the time to write you an email at work, and they're just like, what is Rails? You're like, okay. And then you get this powerful link. Oof, this is so money. Check it out. This is what it looks like when someone goes to that link. It's just a browser. It goes to Google. It types in the exact query, and then it searches for you, and then it takes you to the Google query. All right, hey, let's focus. All right, let's focus. Cool. So the idea here, yeah, it's V money. Cool. I'm glad you guys all like that because I promise you I will do it. No, I won't. I'll just answer your questions. I'm not Google, but I'll Google it in the back and then I'll walk over. That's what I did with DDS because I thought you were asking about something else, and then I was like, that has nothing to do with networking. It must be something else. And I looked it up. I was like, that's right. It's the router firmware. It's very complicated, like I told you. Don't worry about understanding that at the moment, or even past this bootcamp, unless you're starting to get into IT and networking. Here we're just being devs. We're just going to build applications. Cool. All right. So we've established that nobody wants to just copy and paste this Sinatra framework, this skeleton. Wouldn't it be nice if there was something that built it for us? Here's this gem. Actually, look at this. I built this to help fellow Flatiron School students. This is actually an alumni that built this. Power. Bless up. Powerful. And so this is what it does. Right? When I was creating my first Sinatra project, right, I was looking for a way to build the Sinatra skeleton similar to running what is known as Rails new. So Rails will actually have a command for you that will build the entire skeleton of Rails. So you don't have to either copy an old project, copy somebody else's project, or somehow memorize, there's an app folder, there's a controllers folder, there's a views folder, there's some config.ru, right? There's initializers in an environment. I don't have to memorize all this. Somebody else built this for me. And you will notice that as you do what is known as metaprogramming, and that is programming for programs to program, then this will become a lot more helpful. Human beings are amazing in the sense that I think we're the only creatures on the earth that can take historical knowledge and move forward. And so this is really what we're doing. We're building on historical knowledge. So instead of someone else that had to understand, learn Sinatra, build this skeleton framework that took their entire lifetime, you can wake up cool, you have a gem for that, and just start running it, and now you could build something on top of that. Does that make sense? Cool. So good documentation looks just like this, right? How do I get it to work? How do I install this? Boom. Cool. What are some of the commands? And how do I actually use this? So when you start, God bless you, right, and not shut up, you know what I'm saying? When you start building your applications, you're going to want to write really thorough readmes. So look through all the documentation that you've seen before and just get a good idea of what does good documentation look like, and then copy that. Cool? So this is good documentation. How do I use this? Well, to generate my app, I just run Cornel new and then my app name. Here you can see that it's like all capitals and like a little bit different. This is probably where I want to change, right? So, what do you guys want to build today? Sorry, that was like unprompted at all. We just need to build an app. It has one model, and I'm going to build you all 7 RESTful routes for it. So something that just has like a lot of displays. What else? What have we built in the past? Any one model application, like Evan's life. You guys want to learn? You guys want to learn more about me? Okay, nobody wants to learn more about me. Ironic. That backfired. At first, like my heart swelled. I was like, "You guys want to learn about me?" Silence. It's like, okay, all right, cool. Vicky, Ian. Cool. I really like building squirrels, nests, and trees when I was teaching Mod 1. So we can build squirrels or trees. Oh, you guys build squirrels? Oh. I created that lecture, and I'm glad it still exists today. Vicky, Ian, anything? Any fun model you want to build? We built like, huh? I'm always going to take one to Flavor Town. So that's always in the back pocket. Vicky?
I'm very bad at this.
No worries. So I usually like to go with like what's hot and what's like in the new right now. So I think the last time I did this, we were in like Thanksgiving, that Christmas time. So we built Holiday Town, which is like just a collection of all the different holidays. So you can see all your holidays. You can get the details of one specific holiday. I don't know. It's March. It's like March Madness. There's some basketball players. I don't know. Okay. Okay. So fake holiday. Fake holiday town. What do we want to call this app though, right? I think, huh? Let's just keep fake holiday town. Yeah, so a couple things, right? The first thing is I'm proud that you all are really good at this right here. There's 2 really hard things about programming, right? And that is something known as like caching, right? Cache validation, which is very complicated. You can Google that. Please write a blog post on it. There's something in programming known as naming conventions, right? How do you name something? Because the better you can name something, the easier it is to understand, the more readable your code. And the last thing is off by 1 errors, right? So those are the 2 most important things to remember about programming. What Cornel, thank you. What Cornel New will do is it will do all this. It will create all of these files for you. So let's see what it did. Let's take a look. It makes a subfolder. Can I run bundle install right here at this sort of root directory? Oh. No, what do I have to do? So I got to CD into it, right? So let me clear this out so you can see it. Cool. And this is what it built. Let's take a look at it. Boop, boop, boop. Great. It built all of this for me. I know. Whoa! The power, right? Cool. It even comes with a empty README. Did not see that coming. I thought it was going to be something in there. Look, the basic gems that you need to already get started. A controller with the application controller set up with some basic things, right? There's some get to slash, doing an ERB to welcome already. And so the idea that this is known as a generator, and it generates a skeleton for you. So we can start building our app immediately. So let's do that. In the model, what do we want to build? What is the model here? Fake holiday.rb. That's a comma. Cool. And how do I build this? Like this? Or like this? Or like this? Okay, okay, okay. Cool. Done? Is that it? Sure? There we go. All right. A little of this. I think it's like this, right? Does that look about right? Yeast. Yeet. You guys look at that? Look at that Reddit? Oh my god. All right, cool. So we have this app, right? Good deal? Oh, I already do. Yeah. What I won't do is dab though. I don't know what it is. I'm just against it. Either way, we have a fake holiday. We have a fake holiday. And we just created the model, right? So we have this MVC. And we just created the model. What a good practice is to immediately start testing. Once you write a little bit of code, you have to start testing. So I have this model. What else do I need? How can I test whether or not this model exists? I need to like probably try to create this fake holiday, right? Can I do that right now? Who says yes?
Oh, we can create it, but you can't test it.
You can just create these in the class.
Yeah? Okay, cool. What are the attributes of fake holiday?
Name.
Cool. And where have I defined any of that? I need the ORM, so I need to build a migration for it, right? So, cool, right? Smart. Look at this. I just built a model, but it says that I can generate a model, which is pretty interesting. How do I use this? Well, you can generate a model using this. Corneal model with the name. All right? So let's do that. I'm gonna delete fake holiday, right? And all the effort that we put in there. Sorry. And let's put in corneal model, and we'll put fake holiday and see what happens. And it generates a model and a migration for me. Look. Whoa, power. And then it said, and then it did something like create DB migrate. What's this? DB migrate. Oh my lord. Yo, plus. Yes, you'll still have a job after this. Cool. What are the attributes here? All right, who thinks it's t.name? All right, smart. No. Don't be sorry. I was just cool. T.string. What is it? Name. Cool. What else we got? String. Date. Let's not use datetime. All right. I'm gonna.
Boolean for whether or not it involves alcohol.
Let's call this Boolean fun, right? Cool. That's it though. Is there any other attributes or are we cool? Location?
21 plus worldwide.
Worldwide? Actually, you know what? I just realized that usually if you add too many, it takes a ton of time to build like all the seed data. So let's not worry about that. Let's start working this right now. I've built the migration. What else do I need to do? All right. Whoops. I almost put Rails DB migrate. You're not there yet. Oh, embarrassing. That's a rookie move. The idea here. No. This is good. The idea here is that if you test, you won't forget to do anything. If you test, you won't forget to do anything. So sometimes students will panic, like, oh my god, all right, so first I create the app, and then I have to bundle, and then I have to do this, and then I have to do this, I have to do this. And they'll try to memorize a specific order. Chill out with that, right? If you test, you will wind up doing everything. So do one thing, test it. Do one thing, and test it. It will lead you to complete the whole thing. So I bundled, and now I need to migrate. Bloop. Okay, that doesn't seem great. I'll help you with this. So that's okay. All right. Okay. Bloop. And then we'll just rebundle. So there's an issue right now with the SQLite gem as it pertains to the new Ruby versions, Rails and Sinatra. So you just have to roll back and do this exactly, and just set it to an older gem version. Cool? Yeah, terrible. Cool. Now let's migrate. Bloop, bloop. And how can I tell if the migration was successful? Schema. So this is what I have, right? And then how can I go and test this data? Where would I create them? Pulling in Faker to make like one thing is like kind of silly, right? But I like where your head's at. I can run it in my seed file, right? But really I'm just trying to test it immediately and pretty quickly. I want to get into my console. But I'm pretty sure, dang it, yeah, it's not here. Does anyone remember what it looks like? That's all right. It's okay, it's okay. I did indeed. All right, let's take a look. Why are you guys worried about me failing you? Am I that scurry? All right, let's see this. Ready? We had it in 14, right? Cool, let's do this. Cat the rake file. What cat will do is just, it'll print everything inside. You like that? You don't like that? Cool. Great. Now let's test to see if that worked. You can cd right back into, cd into fake holiday town. And then now I should be able to run rake console. And boom, there it is. So first I want to check to see, does fake holiday exist? Sure does. Can I make a new one? Yep. And I can just create it, right? Let's see. What do we want here? What is the first fake holiday you would like to make?
Purge night. All crimes are legal.
Purge night. All crimes are legal. Got it. When does purge night happen?
I think July 4th. That was when the last one came out.
All right. July 3rd, because I'm a great American and I do not mess with that day. And is this fun? Oh, definitely not. Right? Obviously not. No. Actually, it depends on who you are, but probably not. All right. No. We could all like talk about what we do on purge night. Maybe over drinks and not on a recording. You know. Let's keep it real with you guys. All right. Great. It works. Cool. So does everyone understand the idea that you shouldn't memorize like the steps? Like you shouldn't be like, great, I make the model, then I have to make a migration, then I migrate, then I check the schema, and then I create something. It's more like, great, I built this, how do I test it? I built it, how do I test it? I built it, how do I test it? And then you'll just logic your way through. Cool? In the exact same way that we're about to do. I just built the M, right, for MVC. What should I build next? Should I build the views or should I build the controller? Right? Why the controller and not the views? Right, that makes so much sense. The controller is between the model and the view. How can I build this view, which I need the controller to send back to the user? I need the controller to ERB the index. I need the controller to ERB some form. Why would I just start building the forms and I can't even have the controller send it to the user, right? And so again, just sort of that logic. So let's build this controller. We have a controller, right? And that's going to be what? Fake holidays, or how's it look? I think it should be plural, so it should be something like this, right? Oh, that's not right. That's also not right. Oh man, I just realized that I don't know what Sinatra's gonna pluralize this to. Okay, yeah, that's what it is in English, but Rails is, I mean, yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We'll play. Cool. And how do I do this? What's the next step? Crass, right?
Magical Jim creates statue.
That's exactly correct. Thanks for going 2 steps on me. Yeah, great. All right, cat's out the bag. No, you're good. This is exactly where I want you to be, right? Like if it could generate a model, why can't it generate a controller? So let's do that. Let's get rid of this trash file I just made. Trash. Oh, damn, duplicate. Oh, that'd be terrible. I didn't mean to do that. Thanks for having a lot of fun with me. Oh man, lecturing you guys is the best. All right, cool. How do I do it? All right, do I use name or what? Okay. Fake holidays, something like that, right? Sounds about right. Boop. And look what it builds for you. What's this? Fake holidays controller. It does something like insert into config RU, and then it builds these basic views. Powerful. Let's take a look. I know. My God. My God. Cool. Let's go over what these are again and see if we really understand REST. Cool? Yeesh. All right. A get to / fake holidays. What RESTful route is this? I want to see all my fake holidays. Okay. A get to. Oh, dang. Man, y'all just, man. I feel like I was like a balloon and just. Fake holidays new is what? New action. Cool. And then what about this? What is the post to fake holidays? Oh, it's not there. Let's think through. A post to / holidays should be what? Oh, I could tell you're lying because when you're replying, stutter. All right. When you're posting, you're sending data over to the server, right? If you're sending data over, and I can infer without this like edit action and without an ID, that if I'm sending data over without an ID or this like namespace for edit or anything like that, I can safely assume that this will be the create action, right? Just using the power of logic. This right here, thanks. Oh, well. And what is this? Come on now. Let me down. Right? And this would be, come on, let me down. What do you think this would be? Cool. I heard edit like twice, and I was like, All right. Is it okay if I just skip this one? Are you guys cool? You guys figure this out? You'll figure it out. You're smart. Just badmouth me on the survey. I'm just going to skip this. It's delete. So all this does is it builds the RESTful routes for us. We have a get to / fake holidays. We went over this in yesterday afternoon's lecture, right? Like how did we come up with these routes? It's just a get to / holidays points us to the RESTful index action. I'm going to ERB, and something I'm going to show you now is I can ERB into a folder. And so fake holidays is a folder that has an index.html file in there. So if I look in my views, I should have a folder, fake holidays, and in there should be some sort of index.html file. Cool? What I can do, if I wanted to, is I can get rid of this, because I'm hard coding an unnecessary extension. And then I can simply rename this .erb. So let me take the 2 seconds to explain what this html.erb is. And that is, when I open up a Microsoft PowerPoint file, I know, blasphemous, because we're all on like Macs, right? What is the extension that I see? Cool PowerPoint, nope, that's not right, dot PPT, right? Or X if you're on like the new one, cool. What about a Word document, right? Like final project dot, or if you're on like the newer version of Windows, Office, it's like this, right? This extension tells it what to open. So for example, if I had an Adobe PDF file, what would it be, right? Cool file dot, that's spelled wrong, that's fine, PDF, right? If I put dot something else dot word up dot foxy dot PDF, what would open this file?
PDF.
Adobe would open as PDF. So it is unimportant what these extra dots are. It's only what the last dot is that will determine what the file type will be. Does that make sense? Therefore, if I had HTML, edit.html.erb, what type of file is this? Is it an HTML file? No, it is not. The reason the convention came out was that not everybody was a Ruby programmer. So people didn't understand the .erb extension. It was new and foreign. So in order for people to let other people know that, hey, this is an HTML file that you will write Ruby in, they started naming them cool name .html.erb. So any other programmer coming from another language that's learning Ruby, that's doing Sinatra, that's doing Rails, will see that, oh, this is just an HTML file. I can put p tags in here, but I can also embed Ruby, right? Like 8 times do, whatever, right? I can write Ruby in HTML. So that's all it's coming from. Rails and Sinatra have been around for so long now that it's understood that this convention exists and is no longer necessary. So most people will write .erb. Does everyone feel comfortable about this .html.erb or just .erb? You will fall in with whatever your production code your company does, but the HTML is essentially worthless. It's just a namespace that tells people, hey, this is an HTML file that I'm writing Ruby in. Cool? I know that confused a lot of people, but it's actually quite simple. So you don't need it. You will need it if you hard code the fact that you need it inside your file. All right? But this will work just fine. Sweet. So in my index, this is the models index page. Oh, that's generic. A get to /holidays. Do I need something from the model? And ultimately, what is the response? What do I need from the model if I want to display all my fake holidays? Right? Fake holiday. Okay, that's weird. And this will give me, from the database, all my fake holiday objects. Do I have access to it inside the view of index? I have to store it as, so, at, what do you want to name this? This is the tricky part. Oh, what a great name. So what I don't want you to do is fall into this pattern of memorizing this pattern. Right? I can call this anything I want, right? Let's call this like, could have made the Evans app. But it's fine. Whatever, right? It's fine. Whatever. Not salty about it. And inside the index, all right, which is inside fake holidays, in the index file. So views, fake holidays in the index file. Do I have access to this instance variable? Did it highlight though? No. Is this HTML? It looking like a Ruby, right? So the idea here is, what type of object is this? What does this return? An array, right? So a little this, a little dot each do action, right? And what are each of these? Fake holidays, right? Boop, boop. Oops, cool. Does everyone know the difference between this? Well, let's do this. Does everyone know the difference between this and this? And this? Oh, that's all right. This is just a comment, right? Like, this won't run. Right, Ruby comment. Cool? Ja? Cool, all right. So this will display on your page versus this, which it will not display on your page. That's all. And so I have a FH, right? Do I want the object to display on my page? What do I want to actually display on my page? Little name action? Cool, so let's take a look and see what happens. How do I start the server? It becomes less fun. When you get to Rails, it's not like, I don't know, it's not like machine gun or anything. It's just Rails. You know, like, all right, okay. You can, but please do, yeah, I mean, go for it. If that's what you want to do, just make it like appropriate, right? Like if I come by and like, I'm gonna start the server and it's like something wildly inappropriate, I'm like, yeah, let's change that. Cool. Let's not. All right, cool, 9393. What will happen when I get to 9393 slash, if you remember? Take a look. Will anything happen? This right here, this ERB, a get to slash will give me this ERB file. All right, because remember, I didn't nest this in anything. I didn't say this was inside a folder in another folder, right? I didn't say that. So I can assume that this welcome must be at the root of the views. So welcome's right here. Whoa, HTML, powerful. Sinatra template, default page. I have something, welcome to Sinatra. There's some sort of image here. There's a link to a README. Cool. All right, that looks good. Let's take a look. Bloop. Whoa. Whoa. Oh my God, look at this. Trademark, fake holiday town. Powerful. So this is the template, right? This is what happens. So remember, when the user did a get to slash, they made a get request to slash. The first thing Sinatra will do, and it's the same with Rails, is it will look inside and see, do I have the route to match? And here, do I have a route that matches a get to slash? Come on now, right? It's right there on line 10. And then it will say, great, do I need anything from the model? And what is the response? Remember the request response cycle? Yeet? No? Yeah? So, do I need anything from the model here? Do I need to do fake holiday.new, fake holiday.first, fake holiday.anything? Do I need something from the model here? Not really. It's just the landing page, right? It's just the home page, the get to slash. So, nah, right? And so what's the response here? I have to send back a response. And the response here is the view of the welcome page. So if a user does a get to slash, they see the response. So you can imagine on like when you go to like facebook.com, I keep talking about Facebook, I don't really have a Facebook. The idea here is that if I go to facebook.com, inside the way that Facebook will handle it, the server will first see, is there a route to slash? And if there is, It's going to go, do I need anything from my database? Nah. What is the response I want to send? Send them the landing page. Send them the page that says login or sign up. You're like, cool. And that's exactly what's happening. Then you log in, you type your information in, right? Like wangtron@gmail.com, password Michael, and I click the login button. What kind of request am I sending? A get, post, put, patch, or delete. All right, a post, because I'm sending data over. And then the server will see, is there a post to wherever the form is routed to? The form is probably routed to like /login, probably. So the server will check, is there a route to a post /login? And then in there, it goes, do I need anything from the database? Is there a model that I need? Probably some like user.findby, right? And then it sends back the view, which will be the home page with the user details. And so we're about to go do that. Cool. So this is like starting to make sense, this request response cycle, and how first it needs to know the route, and then what does it do inside that route. That's all. So fake holiday. Are we cool with this nonsense? Let's change this to holidays. The idea is that like don't pattern match, just understand why you're naming something. Could be anything you want. And so I need to obviously rename it back inside the index. And it'll be holidays, right? How do I actually see this happen? What do I need to do if I want to see this view page of index? What kind of request do I have to make? A get to fake holidays. So if I make a get request to fake holidays, what should happen? Well, we only have one, so yeah. Cool? Are there any questions as to how that happened when I did a /fake holidays in the URL in the browser? How did it know it was a get request? Where do we tell it though? Mm-hmm. The question now becomes, can I make any request inside the URL in a browser that is not get? Inside here, right here, bloop, can I do anything besides a get request? Can I do something like force a post to /holidays or something? No, you can't. So in the browser, you can only do get requests. And the reason I want to focus on that is because this morning's discussion question should have led to a lot of questions. Or not. Or not. And the idea is like when things like that happen, right, I'm trying to like mold you a little bit. Just come to Vicky, Ian, or myself and just like, hey, look, there's something about Postman. Like I'm reading this one line. I literally have no idea what that means. Can you walk me through that? Just like, cool, let's do that. So the idea of Postman is that I can test your application because Postman allows me to make post, put, patch, get, and delete requests. Whereas in the browser, the only way to make that request is to go to the URL and actually submit the form. But that's very slow to test. If I know the route, I can use something like Postman, force it to be a post, put in the route, put in the data I want, like what I would fill in the form, and send it right over. And that'll start to make more and more sense to you, but that's just the idea of why Postman exists. Cool? Is that fair? Yes, no? Check, hold. Postman, yeah?
If you knew exactly what the format was supposed to be, could you create a URL that would simulate that post?
In Postman?
No, in the browser.
No. The browser can only make GET requests. Cool? So, that being said, Does anyone else need me to like break down this index? Or are you guys cool with index? All right, I'm just going to check the calendar really fast.
So if someone were to like set up a database and leave it not secure, you just like dump your own Postman request into it?
Say again?
Are there ways to like accidentally fuck up creating a database that allows people to just like put stuff into your database using like Postman or something?
You don't want to do that, right? That depends. It depends on the type of app you're running, but yes. So the idea here is this is what this looks like, right? What I want to show you that's really important is I want to go into this that we didn't really finish last time, and then we'll have to finish this lecture in the afternoon. I'll find room. The idea here is that how does Ruby read your code? Does it go right to left, bottom up, top down? Reads like a human, like a book, right? Top down, left to right. So what does this mean, this :ID? It means that anything I put after /holidays will be interpolated as the ID. So for example, I can put a binding pri right here. And remember, if I put /holiday / the interpolated ID, right, like Vicky is awesome, what do you think ID will point to? Right? So if I do this and I check my params, oops, that was aggressive. It's an ID of Vicky is awesome. Does that make sense? Let's try one more thing. If instead of ID, I interpolated anything else, right? Like Ian is the best. Cool. Okay, I can't use that. Good to know. If I, however, said, all right, obviously true, and I hit that params again, whatever I put in here will take as the key. Anything I actually do as the route will come up as the value. Are there any questions as to how that's working? Good. What we do and utilize this for is this idea that I have an ID, and I will probably need to know the model that I'm dealing with. So I can do a fake holiday.find with a particular ID, but doesn't matter what it is. Should I hard code 1 every time? How can I make this take in any value? I can take it and see the params, right? Because remember what the params come across as. Like this or like this. So if it's ID right now, what would the key be for params? ID. So that means that if I were to do a get to holidays 5, what holiday will I find in my database? I mean, it's supposed to be number 5. Right now I don't have one, right? But thank you for being very specific, right? But if I did a get to holiday /10, what should I get? The 10th holiday, right? So here at holiday equals to whatever is in the URL. And the page will change based on what number is here. The data will change inside the view based on what number is here. So far, so good? Cool. So inside my show.html, inside my views show, I'm going to have something like, just put a bunch of p tags, cool? You have at holiday.name. Let's do it right. Like a label tag, right? We have something like name, and that is going to be this fake holidays name, smiley face, emoji. Cool? And then I can do, if you highlight this and hit Command-Shift-D, You can just make 2. Then you can take name and you just change it to whatever you want, like date. And is this fun? And then it'll be a Boolean, right? So date, and then we have, what was the last attribute? Fun. Cool. Why is this not highlighting? That's right, because it looked like a Ruby, right? Bloop. Cool. So Command Shift period, but only if you install the Rails snippets package. Cool. If you need help with that, just find me afterwards. I've done it for like 3 of you already. So how can I see this show page? How can I get to this? How can I see this show page? Yeah, let's take a look. If I were to go fake holidays /1, what do you think will happen? Cool. The idea here is that a get to fake holidays 1 will find the first holiday and then pass it into the show. The show will then get holiday with an ID of 1 here. And it'll change every single time. If I had holiday 2, the data will change inside here. Cool. So is this dynamic or static? All right. Very good. Something I want to point out that's pretty important is Ruby reads top to bottom, left to right. Cool. Top to bottom, left to right. If I wanted to get to this new, how would I get to this new page? Great. Get /fake holiday /new. Why does it think that there should be an ID with new?
Because if you're in a database, everything has a primary key ID.
Well, let's take a look at the code. Top to bottom, left to right. What is the route I just fed it? /holidays new. Is this a /holidays new? No. Is this a /holidays /new? Yes, it will trigger this route. Because I could put anything I want after this colon, and it will pull that in as the value. Therefore, it will do holiday.find params ID, which is new. Is there a fake holiday with an ID of new? Okay. And that's what it's telling you. And it tells you the exact line it tried to run. Does that make sense? So in order to get around it, this is dirty. Oh, so dirty. Just put it down. And then, bloop. Okay, just kidding. I didn't save the file. Yeah. Sorry, I'm used to this text editor that when you leave the text editor, it saves automatically. I have to get used to these. Huh? Oh, you just add the setting on. Yeah. Yeah, all these text editors are the same. You can do anything you want with them. They're powerful. Cool. And there it is. Does everyone understand why this works now versus before? It's like a very weird thing if you didn't like fully understand. Cool beans. All right, so there should be a lecture in here actually. Huh. All right, we'll just keep going until I stick this out, yeah? All right, so now we're gonna go work on this like new action. Do I need anything from the model here? Do I need anything from the model when I'm trying to create a brand new fake holiday? What do I need from the model? Sinatra. It's okay. This will make sense when you get to Rails, but for right now, what do you need? You don't need anything from the database. You're about to create a new one. So we just leave that alone. Bloop. Gone. Gone. All right? And so now, what is the response we want to send back? Inside this new action, we want to send the form. So the user can put in some input so that they can eventually make some sort of post to actually create in the database. So, boop, boop, boop. Let's go write fake new. That didn't sound right, but it's fine. Fake holidays new. Fake holidays new. And now I need to build what? Cool. Bloop. Like that? I love teaching mod 2. It's like, yeah, when you get to 3, these things aren't as impressive anymore. I'm like, great, I'm going to show you guys some JavaScript, and I'll do a shortcut to like, how'd you do it? And I'm like, all right, okay, the magic's gone. But here, all right, so what are the attributes? We have a name, we have a date, fun, all right, which is a Boolean. Should we leave a text box in here or what? What do you think? I think it's like checkbox, right? And then lastly, we don't want to forget this because I do all the time, right? It's always embarrassing. You're like, great, how do you submit your form? Like, oh, snap. Cool. And there it is, right? Oh, wow, that's not a good user experience. Instead of value, let's put placeholder. Cool. And then here we'll just drop in a cool emoji. All right, winky face. All right, and this is date. Oops, that's aggressive. And winky face again, sure. Cool. You like that? You like that? It's a little bit grayed out, so once you click on it and you start typing, like tomorrow, it goes away. Cool?
That's how they did it.
Yeet. Yeah. So what is the name? Look at these nonsense things I built here. What is the name of this fake holiday?
Sunburn day.
Huh? Sunburn Day?
That's not fun.
Also not fun.
Yeah, definitely not fun. We're going to leave that Boolean unchecked, right? And when does that happen? Summer, summer, summertime. Cool, right? Let's take a look. Let's think about this, right? Let's think about this. The form, right? The form will post. The form will post, right? I just said 1 minute, right? So we got like 59 seconds left. The form will post, but where will it post to? Do you want it to post to index.html? No. According to my routes, this should post to /fake holidays. Does that make sense? Great. So I can just go, this should post to /fake holidays. And so when I hit this, it'll do a post to /fake holidays and hit what controller action? It'll hit, right? This one, the post to fake holidays, right? Cool. So we can always do a binding pry and figure out what's going on. Right? Sorry, I have to redo this. Sunburn day in the summer, and it's not fun. Boop, boop. Let me submit. And so now I'm in the post to /fake holidays. What are my params? Name, date. Let's take a look. Checkbox, I don't like it. All right. Name and date. Cool. Fun didn't come through. Inputs are handled a little differently with the checkbox and the way that Sinatra will do it. I'll talk about it after in the afternoon with the lecture. But the idea is here that with this data, I should be able to do fake holiday .create and pass it in the entire params hash because of mass assignment. Do you remember this?
Yes.
Okay, I spelled it wrong. My typos like ruin the magic sometimes, so I'm sorry. Cool, and there you go. Are there any questions on like how to create an object right now? All right, we have to finish the controller, finish like what's going on over here, but what the params are, where they're coming from. Cool? All right, that's all I have for you this morning. I will finish up this afternoon.